Hello, my dear students. Myself, Dr. Subhash Saho, Associate Professor, Department of Dravigon. After a long gap, we are going to discuss about the plant Sariva Dvaya. Earlier, we have discussed about the drugs about the criminal groups. Today, we are discussing about the Rakta Prasadan group. In this group, there are so many plants. The important plants are Sariva, Manjista, and other Tiktadravyas. In Sariva Dvaya, Dvaya means, you understand, Dvaya means two. There is two type of Sariva. So it is called as Sariva Dvaya. One is Sveta Sariva and the second one is Krishna Sariva. Sveta Sariva. Sveta Sariva means, the Latin name of Sveta Sariva is Hemidesmus indicus. It belongs to Asclepiadaceae family. And Krishna Sariva, it is botanically known as Cryptolepis buchanani. It is also belongs to Asclepiadaceae family. In English, it is known as Indian Sarsaparilla, and in Hindi, it is known as Ananthmul. The name Hemidesmus is derived from the Latin one Hemidesmus, which means half burnt. Half burnt. It is so named in allusion to connect the filaments at their base. Means there is a joint pods and it is connected. It has connected stamens, so it is known as Hemidesmus. And the word indicus stands for India. Hemidesmus indicus belongs to Asclepiadaceae family, as I have told in the earlier slide. And the word Asclepiadaceae is derived from the word Asclepius. Asclepius means god of medicine. And in Hindi it is known as, or in Hindi, Anant Mool. Anant means endless. Mool means root. In Anant Mool indicates endless root. But that is a very weak root. Vernacular names. In different states, it is known in different names as shown in the slide. Mainly, it is known as Ananthmul or Upalsari, Kabri, then Nanari, Nanar, Usava. This is the main famous name of Sariva. Then synonyms. Synonyms. There are so many important synonyms of this plant. The first one is Anant. Anant means this is a extensively spreading creeper. Aspota. Aspota means the fruits are dehiscent, which break or open automatically. Dehiscent fruits. Chandana. It has a smell like chandan. It has sandalwood like scent. Then Dhaval Sariva. Dhaval Sariva means it is a very beautiful or a handsome creeper. Gopa. Gopa means this plant protect people from the diseases. So it is known as Gopa. Then Gopa Kanya. Gopa Kanya means it is rear like a family members or behaves like a family members. Gopa Balli. Gopa Balli, it protect people or family members from the diseases. Then Krusadari. Krusa means thin. Now the stems of this plant is very thin. So it is known as Krusadari. Lata. You know, Lata means creeper. It is a creeper, so it is known as Lata. Then Phanijivika. The leaves of this plant is resemble with the tongue of a snake or serpentine tongues. So it is known as Phanijivika. Pratanika. It is a creeper which grew extensively. Then Saradi. The plants blossom in the season of Sharad Rutu, or plants appear in the autumn. Then Sariva. Sariva is mainly indicated to the white variety of Sariva, which is a creeper and grow extensively. Then Syama. Syama indicates to Krishna Sariva, which has black color stem. Then Sugandhi Mola. The root of this plant is highly aromatic, so it is called as Sugandhi Mola. Then Utpala Sariva. Utpala means lotus. Sariva, the Sariva has aroma like lotus. so it is known as Utpal Sariva. Then classification. This plant is described in so many Mahakasaya Charaka Samhita. Charaka has described it in Jwarahar Mahakasaya, Daha Prasaman, Stanya Sodhan, Kanthya, and Purisa Sangrahaniya Mahakasaya. Sushrut also mentioned in different groups like Sarivadi Varga, Vidari Gandhadi Varga, and Valli Panchamul group. Dhanvantari Nigantu included in Guduchadi Varga. Madanpal Nigantu mentioned in Abhayadi Varga. Kayadev Nigantu mentioned in Aushadhi Varga. Raj Nigantu mentioned in Chandanadi Varga. And Mahaprakash Nigantu mentioned in Guduchadi Varga. Distribution. The white variety of Sariva is mainly found throughout the India under mesophytic to semi-dry condition up to an altitude of 600 meters. It is also found in Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Iran and Madagascar. It is generally grows in tropical rainforest and hot temperate regions, while the black variety is found in deciduous forest of sub-Himalayan tract, Bihar, Odisha, Varanasi, etc. Then morphology. This is the picture of white sariva or Hemidesmus indicus. It is a slender lactiferous perennial twining. Lactiferous means it oozes latex, so it is called lactiferous. Sometimes it is also a prostate or semi-erect shrub. Then Krishna Sariva. It is a larger plant in comparison to the white variety. It is a large twining or strangling shrub, 10 to 20 meter long. The stems are twining together, whole stem near about 2 to 30 centimeter in diameter. It is a big plant in comparison to Sweta Sariva. The root. It is woody, slender, aromatic, and cylindrical in shape. It is irregularly bent, near about 1.5 to 2 centimeter diameter, externally dark brown color and internally yellowish brown in color. There is a specific thick pith inside the root. This is the image of the stems of black variety. There are numerous stems, slender with thickened nodes, and the color is black. This is the stem of black variety of Sariva. The leaves. There are two images. The left image is the leaves of the white sariva or Hemidesmus indicus. It is simple, opposite, variable in shapes. This is thinner and narrow, from elliptical oblong to linear lanceolate in shape, 5 to 10 centimeter long, and dark green color. This is very narrow leaves. While the right side image shows the leaves of Krishna Sariva, it is simple, opposite, thick, glabrous, 3 to 6 centimeter long, while the Shweta Sariva is 5 to 10 centimeter long. The width is bigger in Krishna Sariva. It is elliptical, oblong, entire margin, mucronate, upper surface smooth, while the lower surface is rough. Then flower. This is the flower of Hemidesmus indicus or Shweta Sariva. It is greenish yellow to greenish purple outside, or dull yellow to light purplish inside. Calyx deeply 5-lobed. Corolla is gamopetalous, about twice to calyx. Stamens are 5, inserted near the base of the corolla, with a thick coronal scale. Pistil is bicarpellary, ovaries free, many ovules with distinct styles. This is the image of flower of Krishna Sariva. Pedicellate, bracteate, corolla greenish to yellow color, filament free, anther more or less triangular with the connective produced into a fleshy apex. This variety of Sariva is mainly known as Jambupatra Sariva because the leaf of this plant is resemble with the leaves of the jambu, so it is called as Jambupatra sativa. Then fruit, there is two fruits joined to each other, straight, slender, narrowly cylindrical, widely divergent follicles, 10 to 15 centimeter long and near about 0.5 to 1 centimeter width. Both the plants have similar type of fruits. There are many seeds. It is flat, black in color, oblong with a long top of white silky hairs. Then types. Bhavmishra has described two varieties of Sariva. One is Shweta Sariva and the second one is Krishna Sariva, as I have told in the beginning. Shweta Sariva is Hemidaspes indicus and it belongs to Asclepiadaceae family, while the Krishna Sariva is known as Cryptolepis buchanani. It belongs to Asclepiadaceae family. There are also other two plants which is also named famous in the name of Krishna Sariva. One is Echinocarpus frutescens. It belongs to Apocynaceae family. And the second one is Dactylepsis hamiltoni. It belongs to Asclepiadaceae family. Both these plants also comes in the name of Krishna Sariva. But there are three plants known in the name of Krishna Sariva. One is Cryptolepis buchanani, Asclepiadaceae family. Second one is Echinocarpus frutescens, Apocynaceae family, and third one is Dactylepsis hamiltoni, and it belongs to Asclepiadaceae family. Bhavmishra has mentioned similar properties and action for both Shweta Sariva and Krishna Sariva. Then Ras Panchak. It has Guru Snigdha Gun, Madhur Tikta Ras, Madhur Vipak, Sita Virya, and it has Tridosa Har properties. The flowering season of this plant is September to December and the fruiting time is January to May. In chemical constituent, the chemical constituent of various parts are shown in the slide. The root contains 2-hydroxy-4-benzaldehyde, then alpha-amyrin, then beta-amyrin, then beta-sitasterol, then hemidesmis 1 and 2, hemidesmal, hemidesterol, hemidisquin, then hexadecanoid acid, lupeol acetate, lupeol octasonate, and crystalline matter. Then stems. Stems contain andesine and hemidine, then hemidesine, hemidine, demiquinin, heminin, decinin, etc. Leaves contain hemidesmin, hemidesmin 1 and 2, then hyporocyte and rutin. Flower contain hyporocyte, isoquercetin, and rutin. And action. As I have told earlier, both the plants have similar action. So the plant has mainly Grahi action, Sukral, Stanya Sodhan, Rakta Prasadhan action, and Varnya, Kanthya, Vishaghna, and Aphrodisiac, Jwaraghna, Mutrajanan, and Rasayan action. Then pharmacological action, it has anti-enterobacterial activities, anti-leprotic activity, anti-thrombotic activity, it has anti-ulcer properties, it has also anti-arthritic activity, anti-carcinogenic activity, anti-diarrheal, anti-hyperlipidemic, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant activity, antipyrectic activity, hepatoprotective, immunomodulatory effect, neurotropic, neurotrophic effect, otoprotective activity, renoprotective activity, then venom neutralization activity, wound healing properties, and antimicrobial properties. It has so many important indications. Mainly, it is mainly used in the skin diseases or in the diseases of respiratory tract or in diseases of fever. The main indications are Agnimandya and asthma or swasa and kasa Shvetapradar, Jwara, Kushta and other skin diseases, and urticaria, then Daha, then ophthalmopathy, then epileptic fits, syphilis, Bidradhi or abscess, then URSA, hemorrhoids, and arthralgia, and general debilitating, and wounds. In therapeutic indication, the first one is Visham Jwara or intermittent fever. The decoction prepared with the plant Patola, Sariba, Musta, Patha, and Katuki are used to alleviate intermittent fever or malarial fever. The second indication is Kushta or leprosy or skin diseases. Plant Brihati, Usir, Sariba, Patola, and Katuki are used as drink, bath, ointment, and paste to cure Kushta and other skin diseases. There are various form of uses. You can use it Pana, Snana, and Lepa. Then Brana or wounds. Root of Sariba is alone capable to cleansing the all types of wound. It is, as I have told in the pharmacological action, it is antibacterial. So it is used for wound cleansing. Then Visarpa or erysipelas. The wise physician or clever physician should prescribe the decoction of Musta, Sariba, Usira, and Amalaki for the treatment of Visarpa. Then asthma or Swasa, 1 part of Sariba with 2 part of ghee used for the treatment of asthma. Sariba is given in the form of decoction. Then Rakta Pitta. In Rakta Pitta, Sariba, Kamal, and Utpal is given as nasya with milk for the treatment of Rakta Pitta. Then Visa or poisoning. Intake of Madhuka, Kushta, Shirisa, Haridra, Patla, Nimba, and Sariba mixed with honey and given in spider poisoning. Then used in pregnancy. The use of Sariba in antenatal period in different month regimen as a food regimen during pregnancy to stabilize the fetus, and it protect or prevent abortion. In official parts used and dose. Mainly root is used for medicinal purpose. The dose of powder is 3 to 5 gram. Kalka or paste is used in the dose of 5 to 10 gram. Fanta or hot infusion or Quatha is given in the dose of 50 to 100 ml. The important formulation of Sariva is Sarivadi Quath, Sarivadi Vati, Sarivavati, Sarivadhyavaleha, Pinda Tela, and Sarivadhya Saba. These are the important formulations found in the market. Then substitution and adulteration. The root of Cryptolepis buchanani and Echinocarpus frutescens are mainly used as substitute of Sariba. Thank you.